All right, y'all. Welcome back to At the Table with Greg Mathis Cooper.
And Elliott, Mathis Cooper. Gotta get it that time.
Oh, okay. Another week, another episode. How you feeling?
Oh, good. A little energized, got the holidays and everything. Kind of going off the vibe of that. Excited about the new year, 2026, stacking up with a lot of opportunities. But yeah, I rate about 8.5.
Okay.
Not bad. What about you?
I think well, we might be twins this week. I think it's about the same. I've just been really enjoying spending a lot of time
Ain't
with
that Mooney Long song? Money Long? I always say Mooney.
really enjoying spending a lot of time with family, traveling to Detroit. My dad has his one-man show there, and so that's been exciting.
Yeah.
And just a lot of good things going on. Really starting the year off strong. So
yes, I think that's the key part. Starting the year strong. Oh man. What are you rating it? 8.5?
I said no, we're twins. 8.5.
Oh, okay.
And then what you said?
Yeah, I did.
Did you say 8 or 8.5?
8.5.
Okay,
I'm not used to you doing the half. Okay.
Yeah, I'm learning.
I might have to do an 8.4 next time.
I'm learning. I'm learning you got some things that are worth keeping.
I bet. All right, so let's jump into the culture catch-up for this week.
What we got?
So culture catch-up this week is in reference to the blues and Ma Rainey. So when we talk about the blues, we're talking about one of the most influential art forms in American history. The foundation of jazz, gospel, R&B, and rock, and even hip-hop are things that the blues carried that lived experiences through Black Americans when history refused to record them. At the center of this legacy stands Ma Rainey. Widely known as the mother of blues, she was among the first Black women to professionally record blues music, releasing over 100 records in the 1920s. Touring nationally during a deep segregation and danger, to Black artists. So that took a lot of courage already. Ma Rainey didn't just perform the blues, she defined it. Her music documented Black love, migration, joy, sexuality, and even survival with unapologetic honesty. Her legacy reminds us that blues isn't just sadness, it's endurance, as well as in community, and it's the truth that's passed down. So this Culture Catch-Up is to Ma Rainey, mother of blues.
Mother of blues. Y'all don't know too much about that down in South Carolina, do you?
What, blues? Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like it's more of a Midwest, Detroit.
Really?
St. Louis.
I don't know. I have to research that.
Do your research.
I might.
Google Ma Rainey and read a little bit more about her.
How'd you trying to come from my culture?
Sorry.
It's what it said.
Sorry. It's the tequila. It's the tequila. I'm drinking today, y'all. So I'm drinking today, y'all. So I'm back off the wagon. So
tell us more about Tender Green.
Get ready for some spice. Today, what's on the plate, not in the cup, what's on the plate, we have Tender Greens. So today's food is from Tender Greens, founded in 2006 by fine dining chefs who wanted to make chef-driven, thoughtfully sourced meals accessible every day. Known for fresh ingredients, seasonal produce, and elevated comfort food, Tender Greens is all about nourishment. And that feels fitting for today's conversation. Today, we ordered... What we got? Today, we have the Chipotle barbecue chicken, which I will say already was a little bit spicier than I expected. We got mashed sweet potatoes and green beans. So a little hearty, wholesome, a little healthier than we've been.
Right?
It's healthy. We need it because we've been doing a lot of fried Creole and sauce.
Living good though.
So we switched it up a little bit today, and it was delicious. Except that chicken was spicy. We'll get into that later.
Yes. All right. So now we got the pleasure of introducing our guests.
Amen.
So let's go ahead and hit that. So today's guest is a visionary storyteller rooted in the DMV, whose work centers around history, resilience, and emotional truth. Dennis Williams is the playwright, director, and executive producer and songwriter behind I've Cried the Blues, a powerful stage production set in the 1940s that explores love, survival, and a community during the Jim Crow America and World War II. His earlier works include Forgiving But Not Forgetting, which premiered in 2015 at the Howard Theater, The Love and Therapy Gone Wrong, a musical exploring generational trauma and redemption. He also is the creator of the TV series Sincerely Loved, which became the most watched premiere in the Black network. A graduate of Howard University, Dennis credits Howard with shaping both his artistic voice as well as his collaborative approach. Culturally rooted in storytelling, as he says, the blues is not just music, it's testimony, history, and survival. So we are welcoming to the table Mr. Dennis Williams.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for
good. I
coming.
like that.
Thank you. Did we miss anything?
Yeah,
Always
got it down pat.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
first,
Try to get that right.
Can we get into this outfit a little
Right?
bit?
Yo, I did this for y'all.
Yeah.
I really was
vibe.
like, I got online and I was like, let me order some things, and it's popped in. I'm like,
I
it's
mean,
good. It's
really.
good for the interview.
So is this really for us, or is this just
It's
Dennis
for y'all.
Williams?
This is my first time wearing it.
Really?
I literally pulled it out to wear this.
Oh,
Well, it's
wow.
fly. You
Yeah.
pulled it off.
And I didn't know who was going to do audio or camera, so now I'm glad to see it's a combination of it all.
I should have
Yeah.
cleaned up a
You
little
catch
bit.
it.
I ain't
I just
lying.
got my little sweatshirt on.
It's pretty wrinkle free.
'Cause I was gonna ask. I'm like, is this typical fashion for you, or is this?
Well,
I know you said you ordered this for us, but
I did.
would you consider yourself a fashionista?
I think, in my creative rights, I just like anything that I can just create upon. So I look at
Mhm.
clothing as the same way that I look at putting on productions or writing and all that kind of stuff. It's another form of expression.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do care about, how I step out and look. I put pride into
Well,
it.
I see it.
Yeah,
I
thank
see
you.
it.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
came
thank you,
through
thank you.
correct
I
today.
appreciate you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So coming through correct and being from the DMV, a Howard grad, how has that grounded you in your career, especially in being an EP and a creator?
Drastically. So I went to Bowie State first.
Mhm.
Well, let me back up.
Okay.
At first, I never even wanted to go to college.
Mhm.
Never was a thing of
Okay.
mine.
Were you creative in high school, or you just?
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay.
Honestly, maybe if I think back to childhood, there were times where, like, when I would write about my experiences and my frustrations, I would write in a journal, and I didn't realize that was a part of me being a storyteller early on,
right.
just through my own experiences. But nobody in my family had ever been to college before, so I didn't look at it as a priority.
Mhm.
So when it was time for me to graduate, I told my mom and my dad, they get great, good government jobs in DC like everybody do.
Yep,
And I was like,
yep.
look, y'all ain't go to college. Y'all living great. I don't have to go. My mom was like, no, you taking your ass to college. So I was like, all right. So I was like, let me just go to the one down the street then. Let me go to Bowie State.
Gotcha. That's fair.
And I love Bowie State. It really did shape me in my early years. But then when I was there my second year, they lost accreditation in the communications program. So that's what prompted me to transfer to Howard.
Gotcha.
But I took that same mindset and my workmanship and my skills at school and took it over to Howard. And night and day when it comes to the level of how they would drive education. So when I went to Howard doing midterms, I ain't never seen an F in my entire effing life, okay? Until then. And I said, I know you fucking lying. First of all, I transferred the fuck out of that class ASAP.
We dropped this class.
Dropped that class. And then I realized I had to really hone in. And that was the time where it really it drove me.
Mhm.
So right around that time, the Howard Theater was being revived. And I stood outside that theater and I was looking at it. I was like, God, if I can just get in here one day, I don't know how I'm going to get in here, but it would be amazing to be able to put on something here.
And you hadn't done creative stuff before then?
No.
That's crazy.
But my internship was at BET, and that's when I realized I love production.
That's
I
when
worked at
BET was still in
and that's
DC.
when-
Yeah.
And that's when I was like,
Okay.
oh, this is it. This is
Okay.
what I love.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to move the needle in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you stood outside the Howard Theater.
I stood outside the Howard Theater. They were under construction, and I said, okay, God, I think I just wrote my first play. I just want to sing. And it was at a small black box theater, 100 seats. And I stood outside that theater and they finally opened up and I went inside and this lady, her name is Mika Woods. I will never forget you. Hey, Mika, I hope you're listening.
Shout out Mika.
And she came to the door and I was like, I want to put on a play here. And I was thinking about, I just want to sing. And she was like, well, in Howard's history, we've never had a play here. We don't do plays here.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So I said, really? She said, yeah. She said, but if you want to do a concert, let me know. And then if the concert does well, then we'll talk about your play. So my first big concert that I produced was LaToya Luckett. Shout out to LaToya Luckett for saying yes, thank you.
Nice.
And it sold out. And Mika came to me and she was like, "Your numbers did really well. Let's talk about that play."
So walk me through
Wait a
this. You
minute.
were in what year at Howard?
I just graduated at this time, so this was
Okay.
2008,
Okay.
2009.
And you had, were you already like promoting or doing parties or anything in that space? Or you just said, I'm gonna
great
do a concert
question.
and make it happen?
Yeah.
Like, this is
I-
fascinating to me.
Yeah, I was doing open mic nights
Uh-huh.
Okay.
on Thursdays up and down U Street. Anybody
Senior.
knows
Yeah,
U Street?
okay. U Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just saw an opportunity for Black creatives to perform. I knew so many singers and they just didn't have an outlet anywhere. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go up and down the strip to find restaurants that are struggling, that need people to come in. And I found a way to, one, help the business out and help out entertainers. And yeah, I never had to pay for the venues because they're like, just come on in and blah, blah, blah. So, it helped them out with their sales. And then I was able to help people perform. So I did that for literally like 2 years. And I just saved up my money. And then it was time to do the concert. I then just was like, yeah, I can do concerts and shit. Like, never did one in my life, but I didn't tell Mika that. She know now. And then, yeah, I just made it work. So LaToya Luckett was my first concert I ever produced. And I tell you, I was nervous as hell. I was like, what the fuck? When I saw the tickets rolling in, I said, oh shit, like, this is it. And then I was on social media when Instagram like first came out and people were like flying in across the country to see this. I'm like, yo, this is a lot. I was nervous. I ain't never did this. This is either gonna be great or crazy.
And so, how did you even lock her down?
Right?
Did you know her already, or somebody on her team?
So
or you
remember
just
when Instagram came out and everybody would put like booking on their profile?
Yeah.
I was reaching out. I was just like, we're gonna do this,
Hustle.
and made it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she got back
And
to
she
you,
got
and you
back and
booked
she
her.
said, yeah.
Shout out to
Yes.
LaToya Luckett. Shout out to
LaToya
Mika.
Luckett.
Okay,
Yeah.
That is important.
I did not know this part of your story, but I
Yeah.
love it. I mean, that is because knowing what I know about just show business, you have to make it happen.
You have
If
to.
if you have a dream, it is on you to make it happen.
Absolutely.
And I just have never heard this part of you,
Yeah.
this
Me
early
either.
part of you,
No.
just making it happen.
Especially
Man.
getting LaToya Luckett.
Yes.
Yeah, it was big, man. So after her, then Tweet came along, and Lou
Yeah.
L and Kiki Wyatt. It's been a beautiful journey. So I've been mixing that into my own original production. So we went in and out between the two.
And so that's how your creative journey began. You did the play after that, then I guess. Or?
So I did the play. I just want to sing first,
Uh-huh.
and then that's when I wanted to take it to Howard. And that's when she was like, "Nah." So then I had to come up with like a little pivot strategy. That's when I
Right.
did
For sure.
concerts.
Works. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I started doing the plays again, and then I wrote another play, Forgiving But Not Forgetting, and that's the one that I took to Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what year did you finally get that to Howard?
It's
That was
2015.
Damn, it was 2015.
I think so. That's what I only had to do my research now.
So LaToya Luckett then was 2012, and then so then my
That makes sense.
that
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
out.
I said
Okay.
20. Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's crazy. So you said a lot in regards to putting your best foot forward, right?
Yeah.
As in like trying to get everything in, and then but your outlet was writing, right? Is that in storytelling? How did you, or when you are writing, right? Are you separating like an internal feeling versus an external feeling? Like, are you looking in and you're writing out, or is it external things that are you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think it could be a combination of both. But mostly I try to find stories that I know are going to resonate with people. So I do like a lot of just like studying in general. Rather that was me younger watching Ayanla and just seeing the same type of stories coming through there psychologically when it comes to like Black people and their families and all that kind of stuff. Well, even looking at my own family and just seeing a lot of similarities. So I'm like, okay, well, clearly this is what's being portrayed on TV. Clearly, if I can see the resemblance in that even throughout my own households, other family households, that I know that if I can find my niche and write something that I know is going to give a powerful Black experience for us to see a reflection of ourselves, then that's what I kind of like geared towards. So for me, when it comes to writing, I like to write about things that allow us to really just truly see ourselves, like all different aspects of our lives, but specifically for Black people. I mean, we already have our content being stripped away, and I feel like when it comes to stage specifically, nobody can tell me no.
Yeah. So, and I'm interested in you said how Black people are seeing their content stripped away. I saw a study the other day that talked about how 92% of shows on streaming right now are from white creators. And hey, that's crazy because the amount of Black people that watch and consume entertainment,
Absolutely.
the audience is enormous.
It's
So
huge.
I don't even know how that. Sorry, yeah,
It's
this is
fine.
crazy.
You got a
I don't
fly
even-
that I don't know
won't go
how it
away.
avoids us.
I don't know how it got in here, but it is
Oh,
really
yeah.
trying to make its presence known.
I know
But
they're gonna vote for the food.
nevertheless, I mean, it just astounds me, given that I know what the Black dollar has done for the entertainment industry. That
Absolutely.
that is even possible for 92% of
Right.
the top streaming shows to be from white creators.
Mhm.
Do you feel those obstacles? I mean, because you've had tremendous success in this space. I mean, shows that have done theater that's done well,
Yeah.
televised shows that's done well. Like, do you feel that resistance when you go in and try and pitch your projects?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, okay, let's fast forward to, let's go to Sincerely Love. This is my
Mhm.
first television.
I remember
pilot.
when you were getting that off the ground.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was just so much going on between writing that, and then when it was time for us to go to the market with it, then it was a writer's strike, and then like nobody was taking pictures, so we had to get really creative to figure out how can we get this in front of people without pitching it. So we went around and just like rented out theaters to show it to people. So here in LA, we did Atlanta, we did DC, just to get the feedback in time, and it was amazing. And that's how we were able to get the network's attention in the Black network. And they're like, yo, we have a new network, we need some content, and this is what we're looking for.
Mhm.
So yes, there have been times where we pitched it, you don't hear back from people.
Mhm.
They like it, and they're like, oh, but we have something similar. Where? Because I haven't seen it. Send it to me.
Right.
I want to watch.
Right.
But you know, it's fine. I also believe that everything is about perfect timing. I'm a
Mhm.
big believer in that, and I would rather my projects take its time to come out when it needs to versus put something out there where the market is just not ready for it. And if it is ready for it, I just wanted to make sure that it's on the right platform.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, I am interested to hear more about the journey of Love Sincerely, because I remember when you were getting this project off the ground and what it took. I mean, you talked briefly about it, but
Yeah.
really, like, and I'm asking this question because I think, this is one of the things we got to do is share knowledge with other
Oh, yeah,
people
for
who
sure.
look like us so that they can
Mhm.
follow this path, because clearly there is a path, even
Yeah.
if it's more difficult. And I feel like we're often shut out of the more traditional paths. And
Yeah.
you had success with this non-traditional path of being able to get Love Sincerely off the ground.
Right.
I'm curious to hear. I mean, because I remember you were doing screenings around the country
Yeah.
and fundraising efforts. So
Oof. Why you remind me of that?
Let
me tell you,
that's
it
the
ain't
journey.
easy.
That's
It
the
ain't
journey.
easy, yes.
Okay, we gotta talk about that real quick. And then I'm gonna dive
Yeah.
into Sincerely
Go
Love.
ahead.
The fundraiser part. So my executive producer and partner on that show, Antoinetta
Mhm.
Stallings. Shout out to Antoinetta, because I'm gonna get back to her and how this even came about.
Mhm.
But when we got to the point where we're like, okay, we gotta raise some money, let's do a Kickstarter. I'm just like, oh my God. Because it's such a transparent process. Everybody can see it. If you don't
Yeah.
hit your numbers, like, not that it matters or not, but it just takes that thing of like putting yourself
Exactly.
out there.
Yeah.
You just sitting there, you just watching it. And everybody was fucking watching it
Yep.
too. So it's just like, okay, here it is. But we got our numbers.
Yes.
And we did what we needed to do to get through post-production. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to 20, let's say 18.
Okay.
I wrote Sincerely Love then.
Mhm.
Okay. And it was 2023, December, when it finally seen the light of day.
Mhm.
So I'm saying all that to say, whatever stories that you already have, or you have a dream to keep writing or doing whatever it is that you do, it doesn't matter how long it takes, it's gonna happen. If it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen, but just do the work.
Mhm.
I have written many things. I'm just like, all right, God, whenever you're ready to make this happen, it's here and it's ready.
Yeah.
And it happens. Even when I wrote I've Cried the Blues in 2017, it didn't come out until 2019, 2 years later. I didn't know who was going to be in it. Shout out to Kiki White and Avery Sunshine for saying yes to that in 2019. But yeah, it's just like literally just being prepared,
Yeah.
regardless of how it's going to happen. So Sincerely Love, Antoinetta Stallings, she came to town, and she said, aren't you that guy who writes? And I was like, yeah. Did not know her and I were Facebook friends, okay? Did not know that. And I said, yeah. So she said, I'm working with this new network called the BW Network, the Black Women Network.
Mhm.
And she was like, they're looking for content. Do you have anything? So I was like, hell yeah. So I gave her all of my stage play scripts because I wanted to adopt them into films at some point.
Mhm.
And then I gave her Sincerely Love. So she was like, okay, well, I'm going to the beach and then I'm going to read everything. And then did not think I was going to ever hear back from her. I'm like, this is how I
Right,
get talk. Like,
right.
whatever. fine.
Right.
So she hits me up and she was like, okay, I read through everything, but the one I love, Sincerely Love. And yes, I know we need content for the BW network, but I think it's bigger than that. I'm going to invest it, I'm going to finance it, and then I'm going to fly everybody out to Atlanta, and we're going to shoot this.
Wow.
And I was like, she playing. But okay, let's do it.
Wow.
And she did it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So right around that time, Patrice Covington, hey Patrice, she was in one of my favorite plays. Didn't even know that we were going to become friends at some point, and didn't even know her at that time. She was in The Color Purple on Broadway.
Oh,
and
wow,
then I moved
okay.
into my building
Mm-hmm.
in North Hollywood, and she was like, crazy story. She was like, "Aren't you that guy that decorates?" And I was like, "Fuck is this weird ass lady?" She was like, "I promise you, I'm not weird." But somebody sent me your profile, and I'm moving to this building. And I was like, "Oh, I'm just moving into this building." She was like, "Can I come in and see your apartment?" I'm like, "Girl,
Ooh.
what?"
That come and see
Okay.
your
I
apartment
was like,
too.
"Okay." So I let her come in. We've been friends ever since.
That's so
So when I wrote Sincerely Love, she said, "Yo, D, have you ever had a table read?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Let me contact my actor friends and let me put together a table read for you so you can hear it out loud because it's good." And she was going through a situation at the time, and I think she was like relating to the story. So right around that time, with her and I organizing this table read, Antoinetta was like, "So are y'all going to do like a table reading thing?" I said, "Yo, this is the perfect time." I said, "We are actually." So she chimed in on Zoom. We sat around the table, we did it, and that's when she was like, "I want to do this project," and she put up the money, and we made it happen.
Amen.
Yeah.
And that's just a testament, like you said, to putting your work out there,
Yeah.
putting yourself out there, and allowing yourself to be seen, which is
Yeah.
not easy a lot of
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
particularly when people of color have faced rejection in so many ways in this industry and
Absolutely.
getting their work seen and
Yeah.
people to invest in it.
For
So
sure.
that's a
And,
testament.
And it's having that patience, right? Like you gotta have, like I feel as though what's important as you talk about it is like a lot of folks think you write something, you like, and you pitch it and you're like, oh, it's supposed to happen within that year.
Right.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Yes.
And it also takes for people to start seeing you move on your own for them to even believe in you. You gotta believe in yourself first. If you have not done something or people don't know your name yet or your work, who's gonna be like, "Hey, oh, here's $100,000. Let me see what you can do." No, like my time for me started when I was outside the Howard Theater, and I was like, I want to get in here, and I had to take my own money and put these things on, and then that allowed people to start paying attention to things. You know, when I wrote my first play, it was a 100-seat theater. I knew nothing about writing plays, but I got on Google and I was like, "Where's the stage play script and what's the format?"
Yeah.
And that's how I literally just started doing it. Now the format, it was completely crazy when I look back at it now, but it worked. It sold seats. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what it looks like, whether you got whatever platforms or softwares that you write, it don't matter. If you got a pen and paper, just write it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But let
So-
me ask you, because the level of confidence, the level of, I think, execution and just the confidence you have in being able to push forward and do it, a lot of people aspire to. Where did that come from in you? Like, what do you, like, how
Good
did you
question.
develop that?
I have a strong support system when it comes to my family. And I'm a true believer that everything that we do, whether it is in your favor or somebody who does not support you, it really does shape you. It starts at home. But even outside of that, I just have always been a driven person, and I prayed about my calling and having an understanding of what my purpose is in life. And what I realized is that I have seen and heard so many comments about every time I produce something that I write, and people come to me that I don't know to share their stories. And they're like, "Yo, this really helped me out." Like I remember in Forgiving but Not Forgetting. It was about molestation and just this woman just going through this journey of her stepfather molesting her. And I remember this woman that came to me afterwards in tears, like just flooding. She was like, "Can I please talk to you for a second?" I said, "Yeah, what's up?" She was like, "I just want to say thank you so much because I have been holding on to this, and this was my story, and this was the first time now in my life that I can now let this go and release this." And that's when I knew, okay, this is all about what this is all about. You know, if I can create something to put good out into the world to help heal people while doing the things that I naturally am gifted at and love, and it comes easy to me. Like I love storytelling. It's not a hard thing for me. It's a lot of work.
Right.
But that's how I know like what my gift is. And I had to pray about it and ask for it. And I tried different things, and certain things worked out, certain things did not. And this is working out.
Amen.
I mean, like to be driven, right? Of course, you got to have that family. It's always like family is always important, whether they
Real or chosen.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So I think that's key. But how do you look at your community and because you spoke about like how you write in regards to like the Black community, right? Like, how do you, that was one way that you are realizing how it impacts us, and it helps in a therapeutic way as far as in that release. How with I've Cried the Blues, since it's based in like the Jim Crow America and stuff like that, how did you align that to the Black community now? And why, like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, why release it? You get what I mean? Like, how would you align that to
Because
what we face?
it's always
release?
relevant, right? Like if you look at history and how it repeats itself, and if you think about some of the administration and the laws that are in place now,
Right.
you know, these are certain things that happen even like, you know, in the 1940s of adversity or just laws being put in place to keep people from climbing or from equity. So I think that, you know, when it comes to I've Cried the Blues, it's a story that we all know. We've had grandparents that are still around that grew up around that time or who saw um, no blacks at the counter, white people only signs, and can't drink out this water fountain and all this kind of stuff. And then when you start looking at, you know, what we're living in today, where you see people being ICE coming out and ripping people out of their homes and all that kind of stuff. It's the same thing happening in different kind of ways. So I don't think there's anything that we can escape necessarily, but I think it's equally important to make sure that these stories are told. And I think it's equally important, again, to make sure that we don't forget where it is that we come from. And I think that it's a lot easier for us to look in today's time now, but miss out on what our ancestors have fought so hard for, including our grandparents, because if it wasn't for them, literally, we would not be here today. So if you can imagine all of the people that came before us and how our families had to continue to fight in order for us to be here today, our family lines could have been ended.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of Black family lines who are no longer in existence. But, you know, it's that resilient piece and the prayers and the work that people done. And I want to make sure that I am laying things down brick by brick to help continue to build that story.
Amen. Because I mean, when you say it that way, and I think I've always viewed it this way, but it just reminds me that as a storyteller, you know, there is a responsibility to preserve history in the way that's accurate and passed down to future generations.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's a very important and sacred duty.
Yes.
How do you prepare to do something like that? And what does that research process look like for you when you're developing your creative storytelling? And, you know, even if it's not maybe what do you call it? A biographical project where it's, you know, maybe it's more fiction. I wonder how you view that process of creation and passing down stories to future generations.
Yeah, no, great question. So I'm a studier first. So I was like looking up like what was going on in the 1940s. My family is also from Little Rock, Arkansas. So the story takes place in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I've Cried the Blues. And I wanted to know like what was going on around that time. What was going on with World War II? When did it even end? Like, and how do I take these true factual information and content and then still mix it in to make sure it's still entertaining enough to still deliver a story while mixing in situations where, like I said before, where we still would see a reflection of ourselves. So how do you combine the two and make it work? So that process for me, I get in this zone, man, and I get in final draft. And I literally, I swear, I'm not making this up. I want you to understand this. I'm visualizing this right now. I lose myself in the story. I literally get in there and I write and I write and I write. And when I come out of it, when it's finally done, I don't even remember writing some of the things sometimes. It is an unrealistic, beautiful experience in creating, right? And then, you know, when it's time to do like the casting process and just thinking about like, how do people fit into this story? How do people fit into this mode? And also, importantly, not listening to other people all the time. Like, you really have to understand when God gives you a story and it's for you to execute. Even when you have a team, I appreciate my team. But there are certain times where decisions have to be made and you have to block out the noise because you could be making decisions that's not coming from the story that was given to you, but you're making decisions based on what other people around you are telling you. So I just want to make sure that I'm first following my gut and my intuition. When the story's on paper, I got to hear it out loud, of course. And then when the casting process comes, it's so fun. Oh God, it's so fun and funny.
Fun for you, not fun for you, not for us actors. Shit, it's so fun.
It is. This is a part of it. You get to meet so many people. Here's the thing about it. even in that process, what makes it fun is this. Even when somebody comes in audition, and if it's not right for that moment, some people stand out and it's like, I'm keeping you in mind for something else, though. It really does. So, yeah, no, it's fun. It's a journey, and it's tough, and it's a lot of money. I've never had anybody outside of Sincerely Love finance my project. So this was like all my own money that I was putting out there to make these things happen. And it's scary because
Well, and that I think that is what people talk about a lot when it comes to show business is making the numbers add up, and not to get into your pockets. But so is this something where you are working and you're supplementing it from other income, or you're just building this from the ground up and reinvesting back into yourself and your project?
Reinvesting back. So every project for me is very specific, and I make sure that when we do, and don't get me wrong, like there are times where I've done projects and it all wasn't always profitable, but what was profitable was getting it out there and it being good content. And over time, it works in itself for our audiences.
Right.
So yeah, sometimes you gotta take the L and then just write it off on your taxes, you get it back. But then other times, it was just like my own money and taking that and then flipping it with projects. So if there was a big project that I was doing and I might have some money that rolled over from a previous production, there are times where I had to take money out of my own savings account to put into it. And prayerfully it just works out. But it's a scary thing. But again, goes back to earlier, if you don't believe in yourself,
right,
who else is going to? And now I have conversations where investors are coming up to me now. Like before, I was literally like trying to look for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wait for somebody to tell me yes. I'm going to create my own yes. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Man. And now you recently, well, not recently, I don't know how recently, you were primarily based in DC, but you transitioned to the West Coast. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that a career motivation? Are you looking to get more into film and TV?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So moving out here for me, I've always wanted to move out to LA. I'm born and raised in DC, never lived outside of DC until I moved to LA 5 years ago. And I knew then it was right in the middle of the pandemic. And I said, if I don't take a chance on myself now, when am I going to do this? And I was walking around the hallways. I had this government job there, and it's just like not fulfilling. It's like your soul just knew this is not you.
Going through the motions.
This is not for you.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's time to go. And honestly, like if I didn't make that move, Sincerely Love would not be here. You know what I'm saying? I met Antoinetta out here in LA. If I wasn't positioned out here, it would have never happened. So God knows how to move your spirit, and it's just all.
And you got to trust it too.
And you got to trust it. Yeah.
That's key.
You got to trust it. So
with all this churn and this balancing, like how Kevin Hart said, you take it from this account, move it to this account, balancing all this stuff. How do you balance your reprieve, your personal life? Like I know it's therapeutic with the writing. I know it's important, but how does Dennis say like, oh, okay, I'm going to relax?
I do not work on the weekends.
Okay.
That is very intentional. Unless it's a show that I'm having or we have to film. Outside of that, my weekend is my time. I'm going to do what I got to do Monday through Thursday. If I can tap in on a Friday, if I can tap out early on a Friday, that works too. But I value balance in my life in all aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like between family and friends and work is going to be there. And I don't want to work myself into a grave. I'm not doing that. And I want to enjoy the process of it all. If I have to put in some extra time on the weekends, then that's cool. But other than that, like I just truly make sure I find balance in my life.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, especially out here, when you want to make sure you're like, okay, is this the best foot I'm putting forward? Is this should I be coming up with something else? Like it is always hard to be able. And you're talking about like just the churn of like, hey, I'm waiting for this particular project.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like you gotta make sure that your body is resting.
Yes.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like mentally as well as emotionally when it comes to things like that.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of folks overturn. I know I have like burnt myself out.
Yeah.
Right?
There's this story, I'm not sure if y'all heard it. This woman, I want to say she was in Georgia, so don't quote me, but she opened up a restaurant. Young woman, black woman, right? Worked really, really hard on this. It was a dream of hers. And they kept telling her to make sure you get your rest. They were like, she would just be up, working. And when she finally got some rest, she died. She passed away while she slept. Like, you overexert your body. And this is
Yeah.
recently, so y'all can look this up.
Yeah.
But all of that to say, like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to know when to rest and when to pause, because what's truly meant for you, it's going to happen.
Right.
It is going to
Right.
be, especially if you're taking the steps to work forward in that anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're not doing the work, but if you're doing the work and if you're putting energy and time into it, please rest.
Right.
You have to.
Thank you. I'm gonna receive that.
Yes.
I'm gonna
me too,
receive that.
Right. Because we be.
What I mean, even with rest, I imagine this is always gonna be a grind. This industry, this business, show business, it always has been. What do you do that brings you joy, or is it just work? Is that work enough joy for you?
No, I love hiking. I
Mhm.
love a beach. I love to travel.
Mhm.
Talking on FaceTime with my mom and my dads and them. Hanging out with my friends, going out for a little cocktail. You know what I'm saying? Going to dinner. I love going to restaurants and trying different food. So I appreciate y'all for bringing this food out. 'Cause it's like right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I can do that just allows me to escape. And I like connecting with people. I love to understand people's stories, where they come from, and
Right.
just step outside of my own comfort zone, because that's where you can actually learn and grow.
Mhm.
So anything that I can do that's going to involve community. I'm a people's person, so
Okay.
I like that. That brings me joy.
Yeah, that's a very full
And
life.
church.
That's
And
exciting.
church.
Come on, church. I was about to
Amen.
say,
Whether
come
it's
on now.
online or in person.
Hey,
Bedside
everybody
Baptist, ain't
bedside
nothing wrong
Baptist,
with
ain't
that.
nothing wrong with it. Oh Lord, the Lord know my heart.
What brings y'all joy?
Man.
Travel,
Yeah.
food,
Travel
him,
for
Elliott.
sure.
Aw.
Greg, most 80%,
My
95% of the time.
I bring you 95% of your joy. Oh wow, I feel special.
You should be.
Is that what you just said?
Yes.
I bring you 95% of your joy.
95% of the time. When you
Does
give
that
me
make sense
joy.
to you?
You know what?
I wasn't.
How's that
I
chicken?
wasn't a bio major.
What? Is that bad?
I'm not an engineer. These numbers don't make sense to me.
That was that.
But I think family is a big one too. Just out here has been one of those things, like being able to connect that way.
Yeah,
Genuinely. Well, what else?
No, I say family is a good one, but that's like 50% of the time with my family, because they crazy.
Percentages.
They crazy. I understand that percentage.
The math is adding up now.
I love y'all. So, do you have any family out here, or you moved out here kind of
It's just me.
solo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh,
me.
wow.
So like, following my dreams. Like,
Yeah.
it's so. I feel like it's so much easier when you have not even just your community, but family out here. So yes, it does make it a little bit more challenging. Thank God for FaceTime, because that helps fill a gap.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just me out here.
Okay.
Yep, I just picked up and was like, let's go.
And what's your favorite countries? Because I know you like to travel, so I want to hear
Right.
your top 3. And I know, take your time, no rush.
I have not done a lot of international travel.
Oh, really?
Not as much as I want to.
I agree.
And I will say, because of work stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
that
been
makes
more
sense.
domestic. But I'm going to South Africa this year, next
Okay.
year.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that. I've been to Costa Rica. That was cool. I love the Bahamas. Where else have I been?
Costa Rica is on my list.
It's
I
cool.
like Costa Rica.
Costa Rica's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Mexico's right around the corner, so I mean that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like in my spirit, I feel like South Africa's gonna be my favorite trip. I'm
I
anticipating
can see
it.
Where
that.
you
South
going,
Africa's a
Joburg or
beautiful
Cape Town?
country.
Both.
Yeah,
No,
it's the big
beautiful.
40th coming up next
Oh,
year, so
wow.
I'm
Okay.
getting a group together to do that.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Y'all want to come?
Sure.
Yeah.
I haven't been
All
to
right,
South
so-
Africa in a
okay,
minute.
all
time
right.
now.
We saying it now.
We saying it on live.
That's right.
What? In this traveling and everything like that, what is it? Because you said you put a bunch of breadcrumbs for folks that really are aspiring to be like you, right? Because I think, do you mentor, or how do you, in the community, outside of your storytelling and stuff like that, do you do other things in the community that mentor others, or like how do you connect or you feel as though give back outside of the theater?
So yes, I have quite a few people that reach out to me that I drop gems to, that I talk to. But I think one of the biggest things for me is I hire a lot of people, and I hire a lot of Black people, and that is very, very, very intentional. So even when I am meeting people who might not necessarily have the skill sets behind the scenes, but if there's something there, um, I do it. And this goes back to me having my experience at BET, which, pulled me into this direction. If it wasn't for those opportunities or somebody giving me a chance, I would have never found my calling or understood that. So, I appreciate the people who come along this journey and being able to give back through that by hiring them and paying them. That's I mentioned
pay is
both.
good
That's
now.
important.
Yes.
So
That's good.
So yeah, that's my way of giving back. And just through powerful story. It's all connected. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's so many ways to give through that. But yeah, through the mentorship, through hiring people, and just giving quality content to people. It's just my give back.
If we were to fast forward, Dennis, I don't know, years, decades from now, and how technology is already picking up, what would you like? How are you keeping the cornerstone of theater? How we talk about blues when we were saying like how blues is a mixture of gospel, everything, and you can feel it in there. How, with technology being the way it is, how much this will advance. Like, how do you see the future and how theater can maintain, or even television, whatever you want to say, but maintain that authentic feeling?
I think that's the biggest difference between television and theater. There is something about an in-person interaction that you just cannot get, and it's something that AI just cannot create.
Correct.
Like it requires human body, in-person connectivity, and you can look at the history of stage, and it's always been around. There's no way to really rid that. So I see that as being one of those things that are going to stay in the traditional sense. Now, rather you take technology and integrate it into your theater experiences, is one thing that I can foresee. I could literally see a whole interactive experience. Imagine a Missy Elliott production meets theater. And the different dynamics and the ways that you can take that from a visual perspective.
Right.
Like even if you go to a Beyonce concert, when she's not on stage, there's something always being done that's going to entertain you.
And even now they've been using holograms at
Absolutely.
concerts and things like that, incorporating technology
Exactly.
in an interesting way.
Yes. So I see it being continuously shaped in that way, but I think it's going to just require people stepping outside the norms of how we do theater and how do you integrate technology into that. There's one of the things that I've done with I've Cried the Blues, which I just absolutely love. The story is carried by narration. So while you see the main character, Maddie's journey, as she goes through all of these setbacks in her life, when she's not on stage, the theater is completely blacked out, but you hear this narration kicks in, and she takes you on a journey from the very beginning when the curtains open up to the time that the curtains fall. So you understand what she's going through in the journey. And although that's just a small moment, like I've never been to theater where I'm seeing such a powerful performance and you're literally sitting in the theater of 2,000 people blacked out and all you can hear is the sound of a voice just hitting you and understanding like that journey, So it connects differently. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite project that you've done?
I've Cried the Blues and Sincerely Love.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've Cried the Blues is running now. Am I mistaken, or has a run coming up?
Yeah, we just ran October, but now there's conversations happening now of us going to a few different cities. So we're going
TBD.
TBD. But it's good.
Anything that folks can look out for now, or you just say watch Sincerely Love and.
You can go to I'veCriedTheBlues.com and you can subscribe.
Okay.
It'll hit you that way. So Sincerely Love is. So I want to be transparent about this too. I think this is important. This goes back to when you're pitching projects and finding the right timing and the right platforms, and when you're dealing with the right networks. So Sincerely Love, we put it out there. The numbers did really, really well. And then the conversation comes where like, oh, now you have to buy the series. Exactly. It gets quiet, when you have to then really now show up to put the money out to do certain things, because like a lot of people could talk about doing certain things. There's no shade to the network and everything, but it is just, even for them, it's a new platform. So they often have to be very intentional about how they spend their money. And my project is not a cheap project. You can look at the quality and tell that. So if you are going to pay for it, this is how much it costs, and there's no negotiation on that. If it works for your network, great. And if it doesn't, then we got to find another home for it. So we had to wind up pulling it. So y'all can't watch it right now, but it's gonna come back.
Okay.
It will.
Okay.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Exactly.
But we had to pull it. But that was a hard decision. Like imagine having a certain amount of money dangled in your
Yes.
face, even if it's not the full amount that you want. They're like, hey, we have this here, we can give you this. And I'm like,
and an opportunity to have your work be seen.
and
Yes,
be
at a very-
seen.
yeah.
That's the most
Yes.
important part, right?
Ugh.
And I had to pray and sit with this.
Mhm.
And I was talking to Antoinetta, and she said, so Antoinetta, she at the time, she was a director at Tyler Perry Studios. She's now the vice president at Tyler Perry Studios over scripted and unscripted.
Mhm.
So all of that to say, when it came time for us to really sit down and be real, she said, D, I have been doing this for a long time, and this is not a normal process. So I'm doing this to keep going to support you, but I need you to really think about this, and it's going to happen when it needs to happen. You don't have to rush it.
Yep.
Keyword.
And I said, okay, you know what? You're right. I sat with it, and I had my team reach out and say, hey, we're going to have to walk. That was a tough.
You ain't got to. Yes.
That was tough. To walk away from a moment that you just dreamed about for so long and it's happening, and you had to walk away. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But
isn't it?
It's necessary.
It's necessary, but it's also understanding your worth and understanding the quality of what you have, right?
Absolutely.
Like as much as no shade with the network, you just know, like, hey, this is earnestly what I know I need for this to come out the correct way.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even outside of that, like when you think about if the money's there, right? And let's just say, like, all right, here's the money that's gonna get your stuff seen. There has to be marketing dollars put behind it. Like, I don't want to take an incredible project and put it on it just for it to sit there because y'all can't market it.
Yep.
So it's so much bigger than that. So it's all about trusting the timing, knowing when to walk away. And it seems like to me, anytime that you have to make a tough decision like that, when it actually unfolds, when it's time for it to, it's so much bigger and so much better. And it happens to be exactly how you probably didn't even see it to be. It's probably going to be even bigger than you see it for yourself, honestly. So, yeah.
Well, we putting it out here.
Yes.
Right
Putting it
now.
out there.
Again.
Yeah. But, I say that to say, because I feel like these are conversations that people don't talk about. Like, it's always like, oh, you did this and you got this project out there and this looks great and you must be doing the real conversations. Like, nobody's just out here and everything they put out there is just working. It clicks. It's not the case.
And thank you for that transparency, because
Yes.
even with me, I mean, you followed a bit of my journey as a new creative transitioning from politics over
And I'm
to
proud of you,
entertainment.
by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm learning a lot of this stuff, and I'm learning just hearing you talk about patience, about knowing your value, about trusting the timing, and just continuing to do the work and knowing that it's going to end up where it needs to end up. And so I appreciate it. I hope other people appreciate hearing this also.
For sure.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
I'm proud of you too. Very proud of
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
all over here rooting for you, of course.
I appreciate it. Rooting for y'all too, man. It's interesting. I feel like it's one of those things where, you know how like the Jada Pinketts of the world and Tupac's and all them came together. It's like you just never realize like the people that you're connected to, and everybody's actually like growing and sprouting at the same time. And then all of a sudden, when it hits, believe me when I say everybody's gonna be hitting at the same time. It just always just happens. Like
Claim it. I'm
claiming
it.
Oh man. So how are we on time? We good?
We getting there.
Okay. All right.
You got one more. You got one more question.
No, I was gonna go into, for me, I want to make sure we get all about I've Cried the Blues, because, I feel as though it's important, especially during this time, that, that story is told. So I know can you give from your point, like, I know we've already described it as far as like where it is historically and stuff like that. Can you describe just the project in general, and then what you have next as far as in like the marketing and what you may tour?
Yeah.
Right.
So the musical itself, it is a heart-wrenching journey of a woman who has 3 kids, and her mom lives with her as well. And it goes back to, when you have this dream and she's trying to make it out of Arkansas, she's trying to get up to Washington, D.C. area to really like just truly live her dream. And it's like every time that she would get closer and closer to success, 2 steps forward, then it was like 5 steps back. And she just kept hitting these walls and these obstacles, and financial setbacks and spiritual setbacks and all this kind of stuff. And I really wanted to highlight the importance of Black women and the role that they play. So like throughout this journey, you see like the mother, the daughter, and the grandmother. And although this mother has 2 sons, but it just goes to show 3 generations of women who really carry the weight and keeping legacy alive. and supporting one another. And it's big on education. It's big on racism. It talks a lot about segregation. But one of the things that I found to be really, really, really powerfully impact, powerfully impacting, powerful that impacts the audience is there's this line, and I did this very, very intentionally. The mother has a son who wanted to come out, just being truthful who he is, his sexuality.
Yeah.
And she just was like, it's wrong. I don't like this. You're not supposed to be this way. And the grandmother, she comes out and she says, let me ask you a question. She said, before you came into this world, did God give you the opportunity to ask you if you wanted to be black or white? And she was like, what do you mean? She said, just follow me. Do you remember God asking you that? And she said, no. She said, do you remember God asking you if you wanted to be, and I'm using this word because this is what they used to say back then, regular or sissy? She said, Mama, what are you saying? She said, exactly. Why do you think that your son's choices are any different than yours? And why do you think that he would come into this world already being a black person and want to put something else on top of him?
See that.
And instead of you accepting your son and being proud of who he is, you're the one tearing him down. And then she said, you understand where the breaking down of the black family happens at. And she said, yeah, from white people. She looked around and said, what white people are in this house? It starts at home. And if you continue to do that with your son, he's going to do that to his family, and they're going to do it to their kids. And it's a generational mess. She said, that's not going to happen while I'm alive. And you could hear, and I had the grandmother telling the mother this. So typically, from a reverse psychology standpoint, like you usually hear grandparents say this, you could hear the silence and the teardrops of people in the audience. And I remember a good friend of mine came up to me afterwards. He said, I brought my grandmother to the play, not knowing it was going to be all of this. He said, my grandmother came up to me and grabbed my hand and said, I'm sorry. And it's just those moments for me. So the play, the musical touches on so many deep moments and joy as well. But I really wanted to dive in on the things that we know ring true. And I just wanted to present it in a different way because I wanted to make sure that all different walks of life, no matter what age you are, whatever your sexuality is, I wanted people to feel the depth of this story. And it does exactly that. Yeah, it's deep. It's very moving.
Anything else you want to share?
I want to share that we will be hitting a few cities next year. I'm not going to say where just yet. We're in conversations right now, but it's going to be great. And if it's not in your hometown, catch a flight. Y'all be flying everywhere else anyway, okay? So come out, man. It's going to be so good. It's truly a life-changing story. It's called The Musical Story of a Lifetime. That is the tag. And I titled it that for a very specific reason, because it's exactly that. So just be on the lookout for it. It's going to be some good names in it. Great story, original music. I wrote all the music in it except for the cover songs. And shout out to Nye. Y'all know Nye Davis? Great songwriter. He's Candace's manager, but he wrote the title song, I've Cried the Blues, that happens when the curtains drop. And it's just so much collaboration happened on this project. And I'm just so proud of it.
Proud of you.
Proud of you, for sure.
Very
so
proud
much.
of you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Our next segment is Be Honest, Don't Hold Back.
Okay.
So this is where it's exactly what it
Y'all
sounds
need
like.
another shot of tequila or something?
You might, 'cause I got one. What you got? You got?
No,
one
you got.
too?
You go ahead and get yours. You ready?
Are you single?
Yes.
What does it take to date Dennis Williams?
Oh, confidence, for sure. Have your own life. Honesty. God-fearing. Just genuine, smart, fine. What else? Just an overall good human being. Just have a good spirit, a good soul, and something and someone that feels like home.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Worst date I've ever been
Be
on.
honest, don't hold back.
Worst date I've ever been on. Oh man. Oh. So
Here we go.
I went to Joey's one time. I'm a conversationalist. Okay, I can hold down a conversation too.
Yeah.
I feel like I was pulling fucking teeth. I'm like, get me out of here. I didn't have no meetings that day going on. I was like, look, y'all, I got a meeting I got to go to. Like, I have to run. We just sat there and it was just like no conversation. It's just like, why did you want to come? Like, what
And you can talk.
Yeah, and I can talk.
What were you getting, like 1 and 2 word
Day talking about something,
responses?
I had a great time. Let's do this again. How did you have a great time?
That's sad.
How?
Because he was enjoying you and he was
How?
just shy.
Shit.
He was, what was it, 1 and 2 word responses?
Bye. Bye.
Oh man, that is too funny.
And then on top of that, no, this was the guy she got you. This is literally about 6 months later, ran into him again and tried to talk to me as if we never went to Joey's. Like, can I get your number? I just laughed and I just fucking I'm like, you got
That's
to kidding me.
like 5 times worse.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's a
It
good
was
one.
weird.
That's a
It
good
was
one.
weird.
Well, not a good one, but a bad one, but a
That's
good
bad
one.
one.
That's a bad one, but a good one.
Yikes.
Okay, that's a
my
great way
God.
to end this. Thank
That
you,
is.
Dennis. Let's talk about this food.
Let's get
So,
into
I
it.
mean, I feel like I already know where you land on this, but
Mhm.
like I said, we had the Chipotle chicken, which was spicy as hell.
Yeah.
Mashed sweet potatoes.
I'm still sweating.
Mashed sweet potatoes and green beans. Chef kiss or miss. What'd you think about we'll go down
Go
the
ahead,
line.
go ahead.
What'd you think about the Chipotle chicken first?
I would give it a chef's kiss because I like spicy.
Mhm.
So I'm not mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
It works. The potatoes, chef's kiss.
Okay.
String beans. It's a nope.
What?
Chef miss.
Why?
Well, it's just I don't like hard string beans.
Yeah.
Like you gotta saute them things down. I feel like they could have threw a little bit of garlic on there.
You sound like Elliott. I told him that's how you keep the nutrients in it.
That's how you told me.
You're right. You're not
I was
wrong.
like, eh,
But it's like
we got 5 of them.
They crunching, the little seeds falling out of it. It's just
Sit over there. I mean, I get the purpose.
Yeah.
But come on now.
Yeah, a little
Cook
salt, a little something. So I'm
Leave
gonna
it
pass
in
on
there.
those.
Okay.
Leave it
And
in
I
there
didn't
for
have the
5 minutes.
bread, so you know.
I say the chicken to me was in the between because it was really good.
Really?
But I really feel like you gotta, and maybe I'm just stupid. I didn't realize Chipotle meant spicy, but like I feel like you have to warn people when something is this spicy because
sounds
it's
like
not
it-
just
it-
a little bit spicy.
It
They got
tasted like his
heavy-handed.
hand might have been a little
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah,
It
like
definitely is
otherwise it was good. I just wasn't prepared for all that spice. It
Yeah.
got you sweating, got me over here like we need some milk.
Do you typically like spicy food?
I
though?
do like spicy
Okay.
food. It's just you gotta yeah.
He wasn't prepared.
Yeah, I
for
wasn't
that.
prepared
Okay.
for that.
Understood.
What
Yeah.
about the sweet
Green
potatoes?
beans, I like my
You know
green
you
beans
like it.
nice and healthy. I thought they were cooked perfectly. The sweet potato was a miss for me. It was bland.
Well, it is bland, but it is a nice.
I mean, it's
sweet
healthy.
potatoes
potatoes
to
It's
it.
very
naturally
healthy.
sweet.
Yeah, it's. I just to your point, they could have threw a little something in there.
So
like-
so did you like the string beans?
Yeah, he
I
does,
like the
'cause he
string beans
likes
just
to
because
cook like that.
I like my vegetables cooked fresh and
Yeah.
like
Okay. Okay.
I remember
crispy.
when we first, and I'll cook for Greg. He's like, "Why did you overcook the green beans?" I was like, "That's how you cook green beans. What you talking about?" That's how you cook
He's
green
from. You're from Detroit.
They're from Detroit.
Okay, I was about to say, well, he's from LA, so that makes sense. But now,
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the overcooked green beans. But I do like these.
So wait, no. My question for you then now: do you cook them right, or do you just buy them
Oh,
now?
I still cook them.
You still cook them? You still overcook them?
Yes,
Got it.
overcooked.
Okay.
Yes, you know, get these overcooked greens. You can cook your washed greens because they really ain't cooked. So.
That is hilarious.
Oh man, it's chef's kiss for me. With the chicken, I like that little bit of spice. I like the sweet potatoes. So I'll still give, even though that's not the way I enjoy greens. Like I still give it chef kiss because it didn't taste. You know how sometimes it tastes completely raw and you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
So I felt like, and I feel like I wanted to have something healthy anyway. So
Mhm.
all around, if I were to blend them together, it works.
That-
you know what I
that
mean?
makes sense. That makes- you gotta eat it with the potato.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a little potato in there. Yeah. But oh
It's
my
crunchy.
god! Shout out to Tender Green.
Overall, they did a
Right.
good job.
Right.
Overall, good job.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Whew. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us for another episode of At the
Yes,
Table.
Dennis,
Dennis,
thank
this
you
has
for
been great.
being here.
Tell people where they can
So much.
find you, and
Yes.
if you got any last words you want to say, go right ahead.
So y'all can find me on all social media channels. It's Dennis Creates, CRE, the number 8 TS. The other question?
Anything else you want to say? Just part.
I want to say I appreciate y'all for thinking of me, for
Mhm.
having me, for giving me a platform to speak and talk about my projects. I'm so proud of what it is that you all are doing individually and together. And I just really thank y'all for having me, man. This is fun. It's really fun. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thanks for saying yes. I mean, we really are proud of you, and I
Yes,
think
of
people
course.
are going to learn a lot from this. So,
That's good.
and just really be into what you're
Inspire
doing.
the
So,
people.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes. And we are excited for the future too.
Thank
Like,
you.
honestly.
I appreciate it.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
All right,
Make sure
y'all.
you subscribe,
Like,
comment,
comment.
follow Dennis.
We will see you next time.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Later.